Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about relationship between zeros of quadratic polynomial and its coefficient. So let's start. First, we will talk about the linear polynomial. We know that the general form of linear polynomial is px is equal to ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0. We know that a linear polynomial has only one zero. So let's take the zero as alpha. Then the relationship says that alpha is equal to minus b by a, or alpha is equal to minus of constant term by coefficient of x. This is proved here with one example where px is taken as 3x minus 4, and then we are getting alpha as minus 4 by 3, which is equal to minus b by a. Got it? In case of linear polynomial, there is only one root alpha, and alpha is equal to minus b by a, that is minus of constant term by coefficient of x. Okay. Now next we will talk about the quadratic polynomial. The general form of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0. And since it is a quadratic polynomial, the two roots can be alpha and beta. Now sum of roots, it is saying alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, which is minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. And in the same way, product of roots alpha into beta is equal to c by a constant term by coefficient of x square. Next, one more thing, that equation can be written in this form also: x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta equal to 0. The same equation, this polynomial can be written in this form also. We will discuss it later on. Just now this much only. Now just you have to concentrate that sum of roots is equal to minus b by minus coefficient of x by x square, and product of roots is constant term by coefficient of x square. Just two things you have to remember right now. Okay, moving towards next. Next we have the cubic polynomial. The general form of cubic polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. As we know that a cubic polynomial has three roots or zeros, so let alpha, beta and gamma be its zeros. Then sum of the roots alpha, beta and gamma is equal to minus b by a, that is minus coefficient of x square by coefficient of x cube. Then product of two roots taken together and then their sum is equal to c by a, that is coefficient of x by coefficient of x cube. And alpha, beta, gamma product of roots is equal to minus constant of polynomial by coefficient of x cube. This is about the cubic polynomial. Again, this is just for your information. This is just for your information. This is not important from examination point of view. Only quadratic polynomial is important from the examination point of view. Once again, remember it that in quadratic polynomial, sum of zeros alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and product of zeros, that is alpha into beta, is equal to c by a. And b is coefficient of x, c is constant term, and a is coefficient of x square. Now the question, this is from our exercise. First question, that find the zeros of the polynomial and verify the relationship between zeros and coefficient. Polynomial which is given is x square minus 2x minus 8. We know that 0 of a polynomial is the value of x where px is equal to 0. We will assume let px is equal to 0. And while solving, you know how to find out roots. So we are getting the root as minus 2 and 4. So therefore, let's take alpha is equal to minus 2 and beta is equal to 4 are the two zeros of the polynomial. Okay, now how to verify? First, we will compare the given equation with ax square plus bx plus c, and we get a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2 and c is equal to minus 8. Then we know that sum of zeros is equal to coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. So alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by, left side alpha plus beta, right side minus b by. Alpha minus 2 already we have taken, beta 4. On addition we are getting 4. Then on addition we are getting 2. RHS minus of minus 2 by 1, which is also coming 2. Hence LHS is equal to RHS. Similarly, we will do for product of zeros also. Product of 0 means alpha into beta, which is equal to c by a. Again LHS alpha beta, RHS c by a. And minus 2 into 4 minus 8, and c by a is minus 8 by 1, which is equal to minus 8. Always remember, students, that whenever it was said to verify the relation between zeros and coefficient of polynomial, you have to verify both the relations, sum relation and product relation. Both the relation you have to verify. We cannot only stick to one relation. Both of the relation we have to check and verify whether they are coming equal or not. And one more important thing, that they will come always equal. If it is not coming equal in your case, which means that there is some mistake in your solution. Always sum of roots will come, or sum of zeros will come minus b by a, and product of zeros will come c by a. Always your LHS and RHS will be equal. Okay. Understood? Moving towards next. Okay. Here we know that the general form of quadratic polynomial or equation is this: ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now we are converting this general form in the form of sum of roots and product of roots. SOR, sum of roots; POR, product of roots. When we divide both sides by a, we get this equation: x square plus b by ax plus c by a is equal to 0. And b by a, we know that b by a is equal to minus of sum of roots, and c by a is equal to product of roots. So the new equation is x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta. So if we have to find out any polynomial in which sum of roots or product of roots is given, we can directly utilize this equation to find out the required polynomial. We don't have to find out alpha separately and beta separately, and then we can directly apply here in this formula the values, and we can get the equation, or we can get the polynomial. Let's solve one question in which we have to find the quadratic polynomial whose sum and product of roots are minus 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. One more important point, roots and zeros are the same thing, they are not different. So let alpha and beta be the two zeros. Then according to the question, sum of roots, that is alpha plus beta, is equal to minus 1 by 4, and product of root is 1 by 4. Just now we have studied with that. We can write the polynomial like this also. X square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta. Now just we have to put the values here. After putting the value and solving, we will get 1 by 4, 4x square plus x plus 1. But this one is the only quadratic polynomial which we required, because if we equate it equal to 0, then 1 by 4 when go on RHS it becomes 0, and left over is 4x square plus x plus 1. So the required polynomial is 4x square plus x plus 1. I hope with all these knowledge you can able to complete exercise. You will able to complete exercise 2.2 from the NCERT. In NCERT, exercise 2.2 is based on these two concepts only. So you must try that exercise. Let's move forward. Division of polynomial. Now we will revise how to divide the polynomials. The first step, that whenever we have to divide the polynomial, we have to arrange in the decreasing order of powers of variable. So 3, 2, 1 and then 0. Decreasing order of powers of variable. Similarly, our divisor, that also should be arranged in decreasing order of powers of variable. If it is not arranged in decreasing order of powers of variable, then we can get incorrect answer. Now let's start dividing. For that we will find out, look at the first term of dividend and first term of divisor. So it is 2x cube and first term of divisor is x. We will divide these two terms. It is very simple to divide these two terms. When we divide, we get 2x square. So this 2x square is our quotient first term, and we will write it there. After writing the quotient there, we will multiply whole divisor, that is whole x minus 3 with 2x square. So let's multiply and get what will be the answer. X multiplied by 2x square is 2x cube, and 3 minus 3 multiplied by 2x square is minus 6x square. Now we have to subtract. In case of subtraction, this is positive, so this becomes negative, and this is negative, so it becomes positive. Then 2x cube cancel. 4 plus 6x square, 10x square. Till now understood? Now the same process we will repeat. Now in second case, our dividend is 10x square plus 5x and divisor is x minus 3. So we will take the first term from both the sides. So 10x square by x. Now quickly give me the answer, what it will come. Yes, it will come 10x. So 10x we will write as the second term of quotient, and then we will multiply our divisor by 10x and we will get 10x square minus 30x. Again we will subtract, sign will be changed here. and this get cancelled. 55 plus 30 will give 35. 35x, and this minus 1 will come from up to down. Again the same process, 35x divided by x will give us 35. That will be the third term of the quotient. And when we multiply x minus 3 by 35, we will get 35x minus 105. Again subtraction, sign will be changed, and here we will get 104. So this is our quotient and 104 is our remainder. Understood how to find out quotient and remainder while dividing the two polynomials. Just one thing you have to remember, that always arrange the polynomial in decreasing order of the power. Then only our solution we will get correctly, and it will not confuse us during the division. Understood? Okay, next again here is one more division. You go through it. Division by x minus 2 by 3 of 3x cube plus 16x square plus 15x minus 18. So 3, either you can divide it like this, or you change it as 3x minus 2 by taking the LCM. And this, what we will do actually, this can be written as 3x minus 2 by 3, and then we will equate it to 0, and we get 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So instead of dividing by x minus 2 by 3, we can divide by 3x minus 2 also. You divide this polynomial 3x cube plus 16x square plus 15x minus 18 by 3x minus 2. Okay, divide and then tell me what is the quotient and remainder you are getting. I am waiting for your answer. Okay, done. Three x minus 2. So this is 3x cube. By what number we will multiply? X square. Yes. So instead of 3, this will be x square. Then 3x minus 2 multiplied by x square is 3x cube minus 2x squared. Yes. And then subtraction, we will get here 18x square, and here 15x from up to down, and 18 also from up to down. Then again 18 is there, and this is 3x. What will be the quotient second term? Yes, 6x. So on multiplication, 6x by 3x minus 2 will get minus 18x square minus 12x. And then on subtraction, this will get cancelled, and here we will get 27x minus 18. Now 3x and 27x, what will be the quotient? 9. Good. So here it will be 9, and then so remainder remains 0. Just from here the quotient change, but it doesn't matter, we have changed the little bit remainder also. So if we have to find out the quotient and remainder, then we can do. Or if we have to find out whether the given number is factor of other number is not, we can do. Rest, in case we have to find the quotient, since this divide by 3 is there, so we will multiply this 3 this side, and 3 into 1 3x square, 3 into 6 18x, 3 into 9 27. So like this way we can complete. Or if it suits you this method, the same method which is showing here, you can solve by this method also. It doesn't change the matter. Moving towards the next, this is one of the important note. If a polynomial gx completely divides the polynomial px, leaving the remainder as 0, then we can say that gx is a factor of px. This you have already studied in the previous class. So the same thing we are recapitulating here. In exercise 2.3, the first and second question are based on division. You can try those questions also. Rest of the things we will cover in next period. Till then, stay safe, stay home. Thank you, students.